Good good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Good Servant Show. Hold on, I got a lot of noise going on here in the background for some reason. Sorry about that. I got a verse up there that's kind of important, but it's in the way here. But welcome to the one person that's in here. Um, if you can, please leave a comment so that I know that um, you can hear me. I think that would be cool. And then we can get started. Man, maybe I better share this like I had to do last time. I'll be right back. Hopefully you can still hear me. I think you can. I just need to find a way to share it on my community board, and maybe people will find it that way. I've been so happy lately. I don't know what's coming up or what we're looking forward to, but it feels good. That's all I know. And praise God for that. And I just I can't say enough just how hopeful I am, man. I'm just like there's things that make me want to be a little bit more apprehensive about what I'm saying, right? Because um I'm not a date setter. I mean, of course, I'm excited about him coming every day. So I'm always like hopeful that it's very soon, right? Hey buddy, how you doing, man? How you doing? I'm glad to see you. Yeah, I've been in bad shape lately that way, so hopefully hopefully soon, man. Love you, man. But I'm just careful not to be overly hopeful because I don't want to set any dates that I'm like um but it really seems like this year. I mean, I can't I mean, I would have said the same thing last year, but oh, I know it, man. Hey, but you're in my prayers, buddy. Just know that, man. Just know that. And so I'm just super hopeful, and I know that like it feels like this year, right? And whatever that means to you, to me, it means I think we're being raptured out of here. Um, if you're a non-rapture person, then we're getting ready for things to kick off, and it just feels so close and so because it's like stretched out, like the time is stretched out to where like it's like the last minute, like it has to be in these last couple of years, right? And I'm excited about that. I mean, I'm a little nervous, right? That um like part of me is a little nervous that it's like cutting it close, right? With all these timelines and everything. But I know how God works, right? He is always so perfect with his timing and so purposeful with things, right? That it would be something like this where it's like he's put to the test and he always comes through and uh, prophecies happen in a way that are very specific. And it's like, wow, I never would have thought that it could be that specific or that that would be possible. And over and over again, he amazes me, even when I'm expecting him to be amazing. He amazes me. And sometimes it's hard to I mean sometimes it's hard to believe that that, that we get to be those people, Sometimes it's hard to believe that it would be us, man. And I look at my life and I'm like, man, how many times have I let people down, or couldn't help when I wanted to, or didn't spend the time with somebody when I had the time, or all these things, right? And then even after, right? Uh, Even after being on fire for God, right? These last 5 years or so, um, trying to like not sin all day, right? And even on my very, very best day, right? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I didn't sin at all, right? In any way, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? But then I think about all the things that I could have done or should have done or had the time to do and didn't. And there's no way to live that perfect day. There's just no way. I mean, there is a way. All things are possible with Christ, but I haven't been able to do it yet. And I can't wait until the day that all my days in service to God will be perfect and incorruptible. I mean, the idea of living in a place where there's no sin is just beyond, like, it's got to feel good. Like, that's the whole thing, right? Bubba, I don't know, man. Like, most of my life, right? Like, most of my life, like, all I really wanted was just to feel good, man. I just wanted to be able to relax, man, and just sit there and feel good. But I never did. I never felt good, man. Like, I can't remember of having 2 good days in a row, unless I was loaded or something, right? And it's a shame that I have to say that, right? But that's all I really wanted was like, oh, come on, God, I just want to feel good. Like, if I could just be permanently on whatever, I'll do that. And it's really um, a product of all the broken thinking that I've picked up over the years with all the brainwashing and all this stuff, right? And all the bad habits that I've done to myself and all the people that I've gotten involved with, all these things, right? Hey, Alex. And so, you think of all this broken thinking that we have, and that's really the reason why we don't feel good, is because of the things we're thinking about, the things we're doing, and the things we're thinking about. And I didn't realize this, right? But like sitting here in contemplation and meditating on His Word, right? You think about, you know, uh, sin and sickness go hand in hand, and when you think about sin and like what you allow in your in your life, and things that you do or think about causes emotional feelings. And if we do all the right things and think about all the right things, and when we don't think about the right things, if we're honest about it and get it out of our heart instead of denying it and covering it up and being embarrassed about it, just getting it out and asking God for help, the better we'll feel. And I put that to the test. I really did, because the moment I realized that the rules, right, um, these laws that God has come up with for us, um, were never meant to like be punitive, right? It's just these things. It's just better for us if we do these things. We benefit from it. And so just to try some of these things, like you know, going a long period of time without lying, or like at first it had to be just like, an effort, right? And the more and more you try to live in a healthier, more disciplined way, the easier it is. And just to know that, like, um, the more we're in line with the template, right, of what we're created to be, the better we feel. And had I known that from the beginning of my life, right, what would we what would we be, right, if we knew from the beginning the truth, right? Who knows, right? Uh, something far more special, and I'll always be eternally grateful and indebted to Jesus for what he did for us on the cross, because we're going to get a chance to experience what he imagined us to be. We're going to be able to be that uh, creature that's functioning uh, at the highest possible level, right? We won't have anything corrupting us or anything affecting us or getting in the way, or a pain in our flesh, or we're hungry or tired, or any of that, right? So like we'll be operating on the highest possible vibration of like what he wants us to be. And I think that even watching some of these Bible channels, right, that where I've had disagreements with them in the past, and we kind of stopped doing shows together and stuff like that, right? Even watching some of that stuff, right, which I normally don't do, I just ignore it. Uh, Even they're saying some of the right things, right? And so I'm hoping that those people get it too, right? Like I think there were people that I've had on my show that I've had disagreements with, that where we don't do shows anymore, where they were very close, and I was very close, and there was some growth on both sides maybe, and it's hard, right? Because we're all learning at different rates and everything. I I just know that unless we keep the focus on Jesus and his sacrifice for us, right, then there is no salvation, right? Whether or not you want to say that it's a future thing because it hasn't happened yet, right? The idea of saying, I'm saved, right, or that type of language is to have some security in our future, right? To have some security in uh, what God has promised us, and it's as good as done. Like um, if you believe, you will be saved, right? Romans 10:9. And so you don't think that there's sin doesn't always go with sickness? Well, think about this, Bubba. Now my brother had cancer, right, as a kid, right? My brother had cancer as a kid, and trust me, there was nobody more innocent and cute than him, right? My brother must have been the cutest baby of all time. I mean, my youngest son is close, but my little brother was so beautiful, right? But it was somebody else's sin, right, that contributed to his health, right? It's not always the person, right? It's like some neglect on other people's part, some poison in the air, some kind of, you know, somebody somewhere sinned, and my brother got sick. And so it doesn't always go hand in hand with like the person sinning ends up being sick. It could be generational. It could be also like, um, you know, because the thing is, right, it is very boldly to state that, right? But when Jesus was here healing people, right, and I'm not saying it's the person itself, right? Like let's say, like, all this chemicals they're dumping on us, right, and someone gets sick, someone fairly innocent gets sick, right? Uh, it's the sinful people in the airplane, right, dumping that crap, right? Or neglectful people, or people that put chemicals in things. I mean, if there was no sin nowhere, right? No neglect, everything was the way God had it. I don't think anyone would get sick, you know? But I wouldn't say like it's a punishment for sin. I wouldn't say that. I would just say sin itself causes sickness, as in like it erodes our world, right? Our lives. Oh yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. No, I get what you're saying. God bless her heart. She was probably just so wonderful. Yeah, I remember when Mary Jo died, it was very hard. And the thing with, man, I don't think people realize this, but like when you lose someone like that, it's like the relationship is never over, right? There is no closure, and so you feel like you're still with them. I feel like I'm with her still, you know. And yeah, every human can and will get sick, saved or unsaved. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. It's just it sucks, right? Like this, the way this world is put, the not the way it's put together, but the way that sinful people have like, and we're all sinful, right? Let's not be self-righteous, right? I was a sinful person too, and still struggle with that, right? I'm not saying it like that. I hope I'm not saying it like that. But it's just like, you know, everything is like sin on top of sin on top of sin. You almost can't go anywhere in the world without sinning. I mean, that this is a struggle, you know, because there's always somewhere like where it's an effort not to lust or envy or be, you know, upset or jealous or to covet something or to, you know, these types of things, right? And so, yeah, absolutely. And obviously not the person that is sick. I mean, obviously my brother didn't do anything to get cholesteatoma, you know, and he dealt with that from when he was like, I think he was like from 8 years old until he was like 15, or I don't know, maybe I got 3 years wrong. But it wasn't until he was like 15 or 16 that he went into remission. And you know, there's that number again, Bubba. Is that what happens? Our bodies go in reverse at 33? I hate saying that number, but it's God's number. I hate saying that though, just because they say it. And I didn't know that. I didn't know it goes in reverse. Yeah, I can't wait to get this one off of me. Like when my friend died, I had a friend that was I think she was like 70, and she was the first person that I told about flat Earth, and you know she got it right away, and I thought everyone was going to be like that that they would want to hear it, and I was wrong. She was the only one that was that receptive, but um, you know when she died uh, just this last year, like I'm jealous. I was jealous that she was going to die. You know, you know, I felt bad for her, of course, right? And I was, uh, you know, I tried to have some, you know, some sensitivity to that, right? But I wished it was me. You know, I really did, and not because I'm suicidal or anything, but I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, to die is to gain, right? I mean, now if Paul's saying that, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I got unhooked there for a second. But yeah, like oh, it says our DNA stops and then reverses as we age. it's like the mountaintop, the pinnacle, and oh, his body's perfection. Oh, wow. Wow. See, now that's interesting. So when we reach the age that Jesus died, our bodies go degenerate. They degenerate. Oh, wow. See, that's the kind of stuff that I like to learn about, right? Because then it's like hard to deny confirmation like that, right? It's hard to deny um, that kind of thing. I like it when things line up and match up like that. I do. It's like this, right? Just think about this, right? And there are countries where a lot of people, it's beneficial for them to have a male child, right? So unfortunately, sometimes when they have a female child, they do horrible stuff, right? Like they want male children, and so they try to make it that way. Um, I think that's the easiest way, the nicest way I can say it. And even though people mess with the population pool like that, right? There's still just about half as many males and half as many females. Now, if this was all random, right, and we come from monkeys, right, it would be a skewed number, right? You know, it would be like 70% or 45%, some off the wall number. But every animal, every species, right, is like that. Half males, half females, right? Because that's the way it has to be in order to keep the population going, right? It's pretty remarkable. Like it's like sometimes it's off, right? A little higher, a little lower, but not by much. And we're talking about wars and at birth people trying to only have male children, and with all these different factors, right? War and diseases and all this stuff, right? And it's still like pretty much 50-50. I mean, that to me that's remarkable. I don't know what how that's possible, except for that God's in charge of everything and it has to be perfect. I mean, just the idea that um, trees breathe in what we breathe out. I mean, it's perfectly in sync, right? That everything is dependent on each other, and there's enough of everything for everybody. And see, all these myths, right? Like, oh, we're running out of trees, or oh, we're overpopulated, all these different things, right? That, they say that is making life, like we're somehow endangered or whatever, right? And there was this, it's all math, right? So it's easy to figure out, right? On your own. So it's not something you have to believe somebody about. But if you Google, like if you believe that there's 9 billion people in the world, right? And if everybody on Earth would fit in Texas. And I didn't believe that, man. I was like, what? No way. Like as big as Texas. I mean, Texas is big, right, for a state. But as far as how the world is, right? Like Africa, China, India, all these big places, right? Everybody would fit in Texas and have 1,000 square feet. I mean, we could all live in Texas. Everybody, even if it is billions of people, which I think it's less, but fair enough. If people think it's 6 billion or 7 billion or 8 billion or whatever, I think that's crazy, man. Like, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, right? And then you start doing the math and you're like, man, this world is not overcrowded. What are they talking about? They have us jammed into these cities, right? where we feel like there's people all around. But if people were allowed to spread out, I mean, of course, we have to have a lot of like agricultural land and farmland, and of course, there's land people can't live on, right? That obviously deserts, things like this, right? Um, but um, but you know, it's I mean, if we were allowed to just be wherever we wanted, I mean, we can make it to where we wouldn't have neighbors for miles, you know? Is it super crowded, Bubba? I heard it's so crowded over there. Like, but they jam those people into cities, like jam them in there, where it's like you almost don't even have 2 feet, like two of your own feet around you. You know, people are like right up next to you. Now, and I always tell people this too, right? Like I believe that China is there to a very high degree, 99% sure that China's there, but I don't know it because I've never been there. I haven't seen it. I don't know how long it takes to get there. I've never been in an airplane, but I do know that people have been there and I believe them. So I believe that it's there. And people get mad at me when I say that because they're like, no, I know. I'm like, well, we're so quick to say we know things, right? Even though we're like way sure that that's the way it is. Sometimes we really are just a little fraction of a way of not knowing for sure. But I bet it's like in those congested areas, I bet it's like people are right on top of each other. Because I know, like in Japan, right? Um, it's just a little island, but they make these little apartments where it's just a bed and like a little sink or something like that. It's like basically like living in a drawer, like a very small apartment. It's like you're basically homeless, because there's no shower or anything like that. It's just maybe there's one down the hall. Oh, you've been to Beijing 3 times. The street corners do not always have lights. It's a free for all trying to get the right of way to move. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, man. And see, that's the thing, right? There's really no like, we think that every country is like America, right? But I mean, even in Europe, when I was in Europe a couple times, right? It's like there's people that'll just hit your car and knock your mirror off and just keep going, And you're like, what? Like, how do people? No way, man. Like, you wouldn't be able to get away with that here. Just hit somebody and you get caught for a hit and run, man. You're gonna face some damages, You had to pay 5 cents American to use the bathroom at the Great Wall. Wow. What was the guy like outside, like collecting it like personally, or did you have to put it in the coin slot or something? But see, some things, in those Asian countries are more advanced. Like, they got like vending machines that you can like, basically get a hot meal out of it. And crazy stuff too. But in some stuff it's behind, right? Like the common areas, people don't care about the common areas. You just fight your way through. I can just see like, you buy one of those chickens that are hanging, because you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have one of these for dinner, buy a chicken, and then you end up swinging that thing trying to get on the subway, just the cartoonish kind of way to like get around in a he said there was a dude inside making sure that there was a guy inside making sure that the money was he said Japan was great. It had beer machines just like Pepsi machines. Hey Cindy, how you doing? Welcome to the world. I've been praying for your husband. I mean, Dr. Nano, I mean, you can't make this up, man. His doctor's name is Dr. Nano. Oh, I probably would have just ran right as soon as I heard that. But oh yeah, the beer machines. Well, see, didn't they used to have those in the army, right? I mean, before my time, but um, I remember being in the army and hearing people say, yeah, there used to be beer machines in the barracks. You know, you just go down the hall and put your money in, and a beer would come out. But I drank so much in the military, man. Oh wow, here we go. How you doing, Sheila? Looting and violence in America. Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's no doubt about that, Sheila. Yeah, I'm not throwing stones. I'm just saying some things, right? Like some countries have like roads are better. Some countries have like safety is better. Some countries have like more advanced stuff. It's all a crapshoot, right? It's all evil. Yeah, America is definitely no super great place to live. I mean, it is what it is, right? A Japanese lady walk. Oh no! Oh wow! She didn't care. She was just in there to clean. Oh my god! I would have been like, lady, can I please go to the bathroom alone here? This is something I like to do by myself. I don't want a crowd in here. Sheila, I've missed you. At any time you want to talk, just let me know. I know that it's harder now because of I had to turn Skype off the alerts because it was beeping all night. It kept going beep 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 beep, all night. And so I check on it a couple times, and to see, but maybe tonight after midnight or whatever, it'll be in the morning tomorrow for you. I don't know. She walked in and I stared at her. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh, well, yeah, I know you're working. I know. No, I know. Yeah, I don't hold nothing against you. I mean, I think that's great. I think that's great. I'm just saying I miss you. Is it okay if I miss you when you're gone? Is that okay, Miss Sheila? Oh, she walked in and I stared at her. She didn't care. She just started cleaning. She wanted a tip. Oh my God. She wanted money at that time. Like, how awkward, man. Oh my God, how awkward. I mean, you can't even lock the door. I mean, I would have locked the door and like put my foot out, you know? You know what I mean? Put my foot and held the door closed. I'm only here because I can't sleep. You contact me. Oh, all the wrong times. Yeah, I know. I know. It's hard because I'm on the West Coast, so it's like the worst part of America for that. You know. I know, Sheila. It's on me. I get it. Fair enough, right? I agree. If I could agree with you more, I would. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But man, I'm looking forward to everything being just beautiful one day. No, I'm just saying like I'm on the West Coast, so like time wise, right? It's not good. It's not good for you, right? Like the times I message you is not a good time. Just the way the time is, like how far off the times are, you know. So if I was on the East Coast, it'd only be like a 6 hour, or 5 hour thing, and then it wouldn't be so hard to reconcile that. I know. I know you're in the UK. Why are you gonna take all this offense? Now you got me tap dancing over here. I told him what you said, and he said, "Well, I feel a lot better." Oh, okay, well that's good. I mean, I'm glad he feels better, you know. Oh no, I do get it. I do get it. I do get it. Yes, Sheila. And man, I feel like things are getting close. Hey, Bubba, what's the news in Israel? Anything happening? I heard it's we're looking at like the anniversary of Israel's birthday is on Sunday, I think, right? No, I do listen, and I do get it, and I understand if you can't respond. I hope I'm not like saying that you have to respond. I don't think I said that. Try not to read into it. I'm just saying hi, you know. I don't want to have the monkey dots. I don't want to have monkey spots on me. No, no, Sheila, I haven't gotten it yet. And I'm definitely not going to get any preventative treatments either. They act like that's new. Like they've had that out forever. Now what are they doing? They're just using it as a weapon now. If you believe that it was real before. I know, Cindy. You can't believe anything anymore. Everything is fake. I know. Like you know, thinking of it being like Truman Show is like probably more accurate than we think. You know, you almost wonder like if there's like, all these non-player characters. I know I like to go in that direction sometimes where you're just like, well, are there people that just roam around and maybe they're just like automatic. They're just automatic people. They're just out there and they just are automatically there. Who knows, right? I almost wished I was one of them. But I don't think so. I don't think there's like NPCs, but it is interesting to think about. Like, let's say there was only like, you know, a million human beings, right? And the rest of the people were just characters, right? And I know that that's a weird, it's weird thoughts and all that, right? But it's not unfounded to think that way. Like, a lot of weird stuff has been coming true, or we're finding out that it has been a lie all this time. And and then you start to question things to the point where, I mean, I know that Shepherd's voice brought up to me that she she doesn't like when I say this, but it's true. I mean, I got so panicky at one point that I asked my mom for if she had pictures of me in the hospital, and like as if I'm uh like as if I have different parents or something. Yeah, Alex, I'm where you are now, but I did think about it. Did you think about that at all, like as being like maybe true, or were you always against it? Like, because I think anybody with a flesh body can make it. I mean, I've always thought that. It's just like there's just like so many people that like are on repeat, it seems like. And even me, even myself included. Because have you ever been on, like, I don't go on Facebook much anymore. I mean, I try to put something up there every week to say hi to people, but like I'll check, like it'll say this is what you were doing last year, or it's this anniversary of this or that, right? And I was doing the same thing last year as I was this year. And it's like, wow, am I just in a pattern or what? Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's no, come on now. I mean, Sheila, we're not if we're thinking about it as if they're separate countries right now, like forget it. Like forget that. We're everybody's in cahoots, you know? We're, there is no sovereignty anywhere anymore. You know, like we're basically all the same. We've probably been run by Britain since we started, you know? Like America's probably always been controlled. And there's just different arms of like power, right? You got DC and the Vatican and City of London, and then Israel's the banking people. Yeah, we're all just the same, right? Oh, that's what you just said. Yeah, no, I get it. Prince of the power of the air. I know it's the devil's in charge of everything. It seems like YouTube and Instagool. See, I got that from Paul. What's his name? Paul from oh, I forget that guy's name now, man. Paul Romano, man, over from I forget what that channel's called, Pockets of the Future or something. And he used to say that Instagool, and then when somebody got like plastic surgery and like they were like really ghouled out, and he's like, "Ooh, they're extra ghoulish today." And it's sad, right? Because that's a human being and everything, but like the amount of narcissism, right? It's like it's like Michael Jackson, right? He would rather look like that than have a wrinkle, you know? And you're better off just getting old, you know? And yeah, Paul Romano, yeah. He's like, here's the Instagool account, you know. Well, almost $400. So there's a billion people that are on Facebook. And this is what's crazy. This is why I think the population is smaller. There's a billion people on Facebook and a billion people on YouTube, and 80% of the world has a cell phone, even though 40% of the world doesn't have a toilet, which is really saying something. That And not only that, but we live in a culture now where um um you know the the daughter of Bruce Willis can make a living getting photographed by the paparazzi. That's sad, you know. Poor old Rumor Willis, you know, is making a living getting photographed by the paparazzi while people are starving, you know. Well, I've stopped going to. I mean, once in a while I'll watch Paul Romano, right? But I know that because he's funny. I mean, he does point out some truth, but like I don't like that. What does he call it? The heartfulness meditation, because he like ignores the fact that God is real. I mean, he'll even go to the Bible to prove some things, right? And then just mark it off as, oh, it's just a religious text. He doesn't like the Old Testament, but he likes some of the New Testament. He said I don't know, but he's anti-Christian. That's for sure. He's not a Christian. Like almost, I think he did do some videos even against Jesus, like, which kind of made me mad. Not kind of. I mean, it made me very mad. But I don't get that mad. I know it, Sheila. Everything is fake. I mean, it used to be like even some of those things were even worth fighting about and arguing, but it's not anymore. It's like everything is fake. Yeah, you want to be careful you don't fall away. That's the whole thing. Yeah. It's it's sad though, like it's sad though, like the state of the world. I mean, but if you go through like all of history, right? Even if you know, all throughout the Bible and all that, I mean, human beings have been, I mean, we've been letting God down at every turn, right? I mean, we've all let God down at some point. And he keeps giving us chances and chances and chances, and we go, "Oh, well, get rid of all the evil on the world." Well, he can easily get rid of all the evil, but he'd have to get rid of us, right? Just poof, and then all the evil is gone. But you know, of course, we have a caveat, right? Oh, well, get rid of the evil on earth, right? But don't get rid of us. And so then when he does reconcile that for us, then people get upset because they don't understand how it works, you know? Instead of just, it's a gift. There's something better for us. We were never meant to be here. There's nothing to save, you know? Everything that you think is good here will be with you. You'll have it, and or better. And everything that is horrible here will stay here and be destroyed. Because even if I was able to have everything that I wanted anytime I wanted, I wouldn't want to be here. This is not the place I want to be forever. Even if I can make myself young, 25 years old every day, just reset and have billions of dollars and be a celebrity, even if all that was true, I wouldn't want to be here. And it's only because we don't fit here. There's there's something wrong with us here, right? Like this isn't right for us. We're suffering, and whether we know it or not, some people are oblivious to it, right? But there's something wrong with us because of sin being let in, you know? Matthew 25, verse 5, when Jesus tells us not to fall asleep in case the bridegroom is delayed in coming. And then bam, you nailed it. Yeah. Good servant. Also, Sunday is the 29th before the flag march is in Mars and Jupiter conjunction, both sides of Israel versus Arabs. Oh, yeah. And then would you say 50 days from, it's also 50 days from some other. Oh, wait, so there was two Passovers this year then. Is that what we're saying? Is there a second Passover? That would be interesting. Because wasn't there two Passovers when Jesus was here? Because they had a Passover, um, that was the Last Supper. And then he was the Passover too. No, Pentecost. Yeah, 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 yeah. The last 50 days from Passovers. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. But see, that's the thing though. In Israel, their Messiah is the Antichrist, right? The one they're waiting on is the Antichrist and not Jesus, but they have to go to Jesus. It's the only way for us all to heal from this. Yeah, far away for a journey. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's time to hit the dusty trail. We had a small one today. We had a lot of people here this morning and the last couple shows. Not a lot, but enough, right? It was fun. And I got to schedule, I'm trying to schedule things better. Um, I really wanted to, I want to have Jake on again, but he's spread so thin, and I feel so bad. But I'd like to have him on with you, Bubba, and talk about this, these prophecies lining up. Hey, Alex. Yeah, God bless you, buddy. And no, hey, I know, Sheila. Well, they think it's redemption, but it's not. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be the worst man that ever lived, the man of sin, right? Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Alrighty, guys. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. Please pray for the children. Pray for anyone being victimized out there. And pray for each other. It's important. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Hopefully not 6:20 like this morning, but 6 a.m. God bless you guys. Love you.